Even here, I'm sure in the ashram, some people feel, I am unjust, spending more time with somebody, doing something more to someone else and not doing to you. This is always there.
We have Kangana Ranaut in the audience. Yes.
Namaskaram, Sadhguruji. Hello, ma'am. Sadhguruji, your poems are so wonderful.
Hey, you just got the book, you haven't read it. Come
I have. Some of them I've read on Instagram and on your other social media accounts. And these poems are so wonderful. I've never read anything like this before. Because I've grown up on poetry, I've been a fan of poetry. They're more emotional or sensual or melancholic or more… but this obviously triggers something else in you beyond that. So I want to ask you the question that ma'am had asked you, that you said it's just a reflection, that, it's just a reflection, you are just a mirror. But it must be cathartic as well, right? Because you explained right now in so many events of your life, when you said that consecration was happening and people were acting funny, that time you expressed yourself. And then there is this poem which I just saw, Too Much Tenderness. I think you may have written about somebody you lost in your life. So do you feel a sense of, can you… putting your story out there, is it cathartic for you? What is the purpose of it?
See, only if you have something pent up, you need a cathartic process. Do I look like I've gathered any substance living here?
No, you don't. And what you said about these being absolute reflections, I do agree with that also.
No, I mean to say, catharsis is meaningful only when you have some pent-up stuff. So this is something, I was in United States and this journalist was interviewing me. Sadhguru, all the time you're busy, how do you unwind yourself? I said, I don't wind myself up, first of all. Why do you wind yourself up and then unwind yourself? I don't wind myself up, so where is the question of catharsis? When before I'm 21, I wrote certain kind of poetry which was more of all about injustice and anger and stuff like that. But then, when I was around 20, 21, I realized this is just rubbish. If you want to look for injustice, everything looks unjust in the world. There's simply nothing which is just, there's no justice. Justice itself is a foolish idea. I know people will attack me for this, but I'm just saying that what I want is justice, what you want is injustice. That's the understanding of justice. Aren't there some fair things to happen? Yes, the world has to be fair. But is there something absolute called justice and injustice? Well, if you go and spend enough time in the courts, which I have not done, but I know what happens there, if you spend enough time in the temples of justice, you will understand what is justice and injustice, what I am saying. So, even in a home, if there are two children, one will feel there's injustice against that person. Always this is going on. Sometimes there may be some substance to it, sometimes no. But whichever way you do life, even here I'm sure in the ashram, some people feel, I am unjust, I'm spending more time with somebody, doing something more to someone else and not doing to you. This is always there. So is there some way to do life in such a way that everybody will feel they got what they have to get? No. People who think they have to get something, you can never ever satisfy them. Never. Doesn't matter what you do. Today you can make them happy, tomorrow they will come up with something else. So, this idea of trying to be just to everybody, no, I'm inclusive. I don't hold one above the other. But action, I know, in action everything is injustice. That's simply not possible. It is simply not possible to be just. Right now, you're sitting here and asking the question, If all these 5,000 people want to ask this question now, one question, I'm sure they have their own. We will be sitting here forever, all right? So, is it justice? No, it is not. It is not fair that way if you look at it. It is just that in your heart you hold everything the way it is, not one above the other. Once you're like this, you act as it is possible. You know the imperfection of action in this world. Do it whichever way, action will never be perfect. However you do it, only a fool will think, I've done something perfect. There is no such thing as perfection in action because however you do it, there is a better way to do it. Always. And always somebody can find fault with how we have done it. I myself can find 100 holes in everything that I do, including my poetry. Yes. So, it is not about that. It is just that there is a tremendous phenomena here. We are completely deviating from that because we are too invested in our psychological drama. But without the drama, there is no movie making. So probably you searched and saw which one is something you can sing in the next song, next movie. None of these are no good. I will write one. I'll write one for the Hindi cinema, maybe. Why not?
We are waiting, Sadhguru.